Whenever. It's whatever, whatever.
Hi everybody, it's Ebony JB and I'm back with another video. I am in fact back to start the long-awaited Roc Marciano series. I know you guys just want to freaking shoot me through the camera right now because I have taken so long to start this series, and there's been a few reasons why. So I will disclose them. One of the reasons being that I had a lot going on at the point in time where I wanted to start it. I know that was the time I said I was going to start it, then I had to take a random break, and it was like I needed that space, so I didn't really get to start it in that period. Then when I came back to YouTube, there was a lot of releases happening, and that series and the date I wanted to push that series out just got pushed back. And then that's one reason, so just time. Another reason is that I was struggling to figure out where to start with him, and the one that I wanted to really start on was freaking Reloaded. Most recommendations was on Reloaded, so I was like, yeah, let me get Reloaded, but I couldn't find Reloaded anywhere. So otherwise that would have been my first video. So I just want to say to you guys, if you have any way or know any way in which I can access Reloaded, I think I've just done a very crap job in trying to find it. But no any way I can access Reloaded so that I can react to it, please let me know, because I wasn't seeing it on YouTube. I wasn't seeing it on like many other kind of platforms that I searched. So maybe if you guys can help me out with that one so that I can react to that one as soon as possible, because I have got the most recommendations for that, and so I'm very much anticipating that. But for now, I thought I'll kind of start with his early work until I'm able to get to that Reloaded tape. Yeah, I'm very excited to get into Roc Marciano. I really do anticipate his work. I've heard him a few times featuring with Griselda, and he's always like caught my interest as such, but I've also heard how complex his bars could be. And that brings me on to another thing I want to say before I start this video, is that I know a lot of people might not think I'm not cut out for the intricacy of his bars or the intricacy of the way he flows and things like that. As much as I of course value the importance of lyrics, my channel, when it comes to reactions and reviews, I just thought I would like stress that it's actually more so the general all-round vibe, really taking into account production and what like if you've watched my videos, you know, like I chat so much about production and vibes and the scene that the song is trying to put you in, and that kind of analysis, if you will, is taking in a bit of the lyrics, a bit of the production, a bit of the it takes in a bit of everything. So my focus has never really been like my channel's never been focused primarily on lyrics or like 60-40 lyrics, you know what I mean? It's been really like I really try to spread things out, so it might look like I've missed a lot of stuff, and I'm a human, so I definitely will miss some stuff, but it's also because I'm paying attention. I'm trying to pay attention to like so many different components, I should say, of what makes a song or a track or a body of work. What I'm gonna do for you guys to like, you know, for the people that really do want me to catch those lyrics, is I'm gonna now try and read them, especially for this Marciano series. I'm gonna try and read the lyrics alongside listening to it, because of course when I read it, it hits better. So I'm gonna try and get the lyrics up and read alongside, especially for Marciano, because I want to be able to, you know, like catch a few more lyrics and, you know, comment a bit more on lyricism, especially when it comes to Marciano, who I've been told is a very good lyricist. Sorry for this. Of course, I want to remind you guys that if you are a creative, send your work to jbsradar@gmail.com. If you're a rapper, producer, singer, send your content, your work to that email, and you might get the chance to get your work showcased on my channel. There is a small fee, but if you're willing to pay that small fee, before you know it, I'm discussing your work and why I like your work on my channel. So don't hesitate to send to that email down below. Yeah, now we're just gonna get into it. Now we're gonna listen to Roc Marciano's Marceberg.
They don't know no better. Oh, maybe. You should work. Priest is a businessman. He's got a rep for fair dealing. Besides, he was born on the original.
Oh, this is sounding great.
Start feeling like a hog. This is not Sarah. You stay forward. Pause off for the drink, my urine. It's a sermon that I'm stirring. First, you can tell I'm a pimp by how my shirt fit. I'm blowing. Yeah, I'm wearing rose gold. Throw me out the coat poking.
Oh, this is a vibe.
Doing crime all the time.
Yeah.
Doing crime all the time. Luxury bands. Running with Timbs with the vest. Scully, truly I'm a bully. My ex said I was a mess. Yet very tastefully dressed.
I'm not just saying that though. I'm not just saying, oh yeah, you are a mess. There's something very wrong with you. But you look nice though.
Baby in silver. Gate on hats and shoes and belt. What else? Food. I'm in the field, pushing up daffodils.
I really do like It's a Crime. I like the kind of hum, this pleasant sound it has. It's like got that, like, I don't know, I feel like I've often heard this voodoo lady in the back of like hip hop underground trap. She's like going, oh, a good sample, but they've chopped it and they've chopped it really short, and they've made it just sound a bit more spooky, a bit more airy. Probably a really sick sample from like a really sick old soul track or something like that. But I love when I hear they chop up vocals like that and put it in a track and loop it. It adds this hauntingness to the track. Is that Roc Marciano, he's got like a really quiet voice here. It's like you're actually struggling to hear him a little bit because he's just muttering what he's spitting, and he's saying it in such a very quiet, nonchalant way, which is kind of adding to the kind of distaste of the song. I like this. Already, I like it.
Get your shit together. Tuck the 4/5. With a song I won't let up. To the lead, tear your head up. Don't like men, shoot the head up. Now what's a man to do? Scramble for loot, phantom and move.
Do you know what? I'm loving the production. The doom. Like, I'm liking that. I like how it's mirroring itself. You got like that kind of more aggressive, higher tone of the guitar, and then you got the lower bass coming in there complementing it, and it's just like, it sounds good. It's just giving the song a bump, which I'm really enjoying.
Phantom in my room, standing nude in the tanning room. I hand the tool of my man a grown. My hands are grown like a pampered Jew. You cruel, to blame you in the Mark Buchanan blue. You turn into the channel 2, and there was you. Parents just can't handle the news. I stare at the view, hearing the
You saying they on the news? And they on the news because they dead. Oh no. This ain't good.
It's whatever. These spies in the trees, wives and cheat, grime in the sheets. The enemies come disguised as your peace.
For real?
Just live better, sweater weather. Felt like a setup. When it's on, I aim on your back. Shotgun pellets of rain on your hat. Is it the thrill of the chase or the cat? What is it?
Do I like to chase you, or do I like when I got you and that's the end? I don't know. What is it?
Shit together.
Yeah.
Tuck the 4/5.
That one was more of a bump. I could just like vibe and bounce to that one a bit more. The other one is a bit too grisly for that. That one you have to just sit there and take it in into the hooks. And I like that. I like hip hop with hooks. As much as I like straight rap, when I hear a hook, I can't help but just love, especially when it's been made well, a good catchy, you know, just fitting hook for the song. It does a great thing for me.
Cold smashing, rope and gagging, broke classics, broke classes, close cast allegory. For all the real, hard to kill, hard body build, wheels run a $250,000. Detonator like a joystick, blow up a bitch and a boyfriend in the toy bin.
You know what? Seeing that he has production credits and that he's produced most of this is actually crazy, because the guy's an all-rounder. He's a spitter, he's a producer, like, and he produces for what he wants, and he spits for what do you know what I mean? There's a harmony there. I love it when artists produce and write, because it's just like, it's like it goes full circle, and you usually get a lot of wholesome music from people that produce as well as write. Not to say that people that don't produce and, you know, rely on very good producers and just write don't create wholesome songs. They can do, but there's a different sense of like togetherness when it's somebody that is produced it, so understands it sonically to that level, and then also then begins to write for it.
Nights, cold, dynamite soul.
Okay, straight to the playlist. He said, nights, cold, dynamite. Did he say, wait, what did he say? It already sounds like a story I want to hear. It's going straight to the playlist. Yeah, this is it.
War stories told, fools grow soul. Boss thrown for 4-story home. Pocket of the year, bitch, I hold my trophy like Goldie. I knock the roll, pretty Tonys to the Ronies. Sent 10 coyote, fat cow, milk you. Spilt you through a filter. Your faded silk, I rebuilt you. Filth to real is familiar. We do it, yeah, I hear it. Yeah, we do it. We do it. We do it. We do it. Escaping the jag before the jigs came with the badge.
Oh!
The language is cash, explaining the mass, the angles and math. The butter on the fish, it melt like the butter on grits. It won't get to sell a crumb on the strip unless I get 100%. We do it. We do it.
Move at night, the torch improve my sight. The planet cars bite the pot, and I lose my life. Hammers ablaze, but not afraid to use a knife. Falls.
Do It is too good. That's like me for like the kind of first time hearing KA. I've heard one song from KA before. I can't remember what song it is, but I clicked it randomly and I listened to it just to see what he's about, because I got a lot of recommendations from him. One single I've listened to from KA, and that's it. Like, that's my first like time like proper digesting him and listening and focusing, and it was proper good. He has a perfect kind of grisly darkness to his voice and his lyricism that fit this production. It was real good. He was a really good feature for this track. Especially I like the line when he said, from a better kingdom straight rap sound is regal. Those lost in the haystack, you just found the needle. I like that bit there, and especially about the better kingdom straight rap sound is regal. I feel like sometimes rap sounds so regal, but then, you know, I guess only ears that enjoy it hear it that way, because a lot of people won't say like regal as a way to describe it. But if you hear the production and you hear it, like, come on, there's some class and elegance to rap.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, he played the art of war like a chess champ. The best of his camp. Most spray cans, break graffiti is rope. They wear the media promote, so I appear like a genius smoke. Envy is so easy to boast, even when I'm greasy. It's but with the bench truck, sipping juice from a pimp's cup. This was on with the show. We used to play the corner for dough. Rain, hell, snow. Let's go. Finesse and flow.
Look, wow, I'd never heard something like that. It's spaced out for like the rain, hell, then came back on the snow. That's different. I love that. I like how he kind of like did like different forms of weather there. Rain, hell, and then the most extreme, snow, when it's cold.
Snow, let's go. Finesse and flow. Fresh touch from head to toe. Maybe it's just my radiant flesh, or the baby tech that wet up the grapes. Yes.
Snow is legit for me. That I really like the production of that, because it's got like that high pitched kind of xylophone effect there. Sounding really chimey, sounding really childlike as well. It brings this kind of like youthfulness to the track, because it's reminiscent to like maybe like a nursery rhyme kind of thing. But then you got him, of course, rapping something that's completely not child friendly, something that's completely grimy and grisly and, you know, dark. But the beat is the opposite. So I kind of like that.
Ghetto youth, we roll around in a hoop, hustle for loot, $100 sneakers and boots. I learned this shit from my OG on the street. Don't be a fool when you speak, you evil wolf or you sheep. I just went from my town, riding around, we don't take them up. Riding around.
There's some like funky soul bass in the back there. The musicality of this track is crazy.
See this cruising up, 1, 2, 5, 2, 5. Who can resist the risk? Isn't it brisk?
Yeah.
Like fish, get me all stiff. We can call shot free off this. No key, just squeeze off fifths. From uptown, riding around. I said, Drop a sapphire and chill, went with a till in. Just admire the realness.
Yeah.
Take them uptown.
Come on.
Take them uptown. Dump them in the hustle river. What? Dump them in the hustle
Oh,
river.
he said we gonna dump on it. He said we're gonna put him in the river. He said we hiding the evidence. Now this is bad. This is perfect straight away because that production from the start really hooked me. It's such a good track. I just like the hook again. He has just like, his hooks are sometimes so simple and effective. It's just brilliant. And I love the verses of this. Like, I don't know, this song, I just like the poetry.
It's cooped up in the peas like sardines. Ain't no palm trees, and this ain't R&B. We sip up a cent, and this is in French. But niggas have to kiss the friend. My mama said it only tastes like this. I can feel it when the wind blowing. Been so hanging out the window. It's the creme, goes them like Fillmore Slim. Must stop and Fillmore Sin. The pill cat's back like raw skin. Check it, this is yo, this is gone. Still cage match, pill waves back. Swag, so I got to bring the black mag and then pop 3 in your fat ass.
Panic, I really like just the underground sound of it. That sounds like proper underground rap, and I like it for that. I like how, again, we got a good hook that's quite short and sweet. This one is definitely even though there's been hooks where he's definitely saying less. So yeah, it's just another short and sweet hook again.
In the Lexus truck, dressed up, word to Dapper Dan. Gold bands on the hands like Shazam. Up in the loft, ain't no love lost. Thug lords and drug wars. Big butt whores to crush raw. Hit dust blunts and we stay put, sling drugs there. And say a thug's prayer. The thugs fast, live for the day, cause my time will come and pass. Will I go out in the blast or will I outlast? Niggas thugs prayer.
Oh, this is so good. So good. It's gone straight to the playlist. I just love the story, like how he was rapping here. The production sounded haunting because we had that kind of like choir like vocalizer in the background, and it just sounded like a church, but like a 4-man choir in an empty, depleted, haunted church, fitting the idea of like Thug's prayer as well, because he's just saying like all these bad things happen, we just gotta pray for it and keep stepping, keep it moving. And we have that kind of like sort of gospel, sort of church like choir singing so despondently in the background. It just works. It's just such a good track. What is this?
Yeah, sit up, shot, clear off the block, the thing with us, they get shot. That's how we rock, like it or not. We run the spot, let's make it all wait. It was the word on that bird you heard, swerve through and tell me what occurred over herb. We from his mama house with skinny collect, left from the 9 milli wet, really is set. My whole set's naughty by nature like Vinny and Tretch.
Mate, this is crazy. The story he's telling, I really like it. Like DP's like saying, I flicked my ashes in the small vase. The phone rang. I took it in the hallway. Yo, what's the word on that bird you heard? Swear through and tell me what occurred over herb. We know what herb is. We spoke loose and no one overheard. While he shot Boo in the neck, they caught him hopping out the vet. Like, this is just, I love rap when it does this. This is great.
Niggas is hating like they worship Satan. Dang, because I'm bringing home the turkey bacon. Yeah, set up, shot. That's how we rock. We run the spot. Let's make it. I play the kitchen. My workers pitching, cutting crack up on dirty dishes. Running these 6 and shot. Clear off the block.
Yeah, I really like pop, and this time it's not like my enjoyment of this track isn't led by the chorus. It's actually led by the verses, the story that he was telling.
Coast is clear, but now I like to have a white bitch, you know what I mean? Because as the cliche goes.
Yeah. You know?
So we got this track called Jungle Fever, and we all know what Jungle Fever means or what it's referenced to. So I'm interested to see what's happening here.
Niggas hugging the strip, puffing the split with niggas who wanted to shine and get rich. Like Mix, when I first met the bitch, I admit she wasn't thick, not a dime, she was more like a nick. So devilish slut, wasn't gonna be in her crib, blessing the sun, but dressing me up, she definitely was. Low shit dragging, self-satisfaction. Enough shoes, so why they coolin' and maxin'? Me and my bitches like fatal attraction. Been in turf wars, swerving falls, pigs had to search for us. Some got murked, knows me. Black Brad Pitt with Angelina Jolie. Families from overseas, fuck with OGs. Like Squizzy, what is it? Jungle Feed, you know her name. The rich man's aspirin. Some say she's really what's happening. Mama told me it was trouble, but on the first hunt we double up. And when it's cold out, we bundle up. And when the summer comes, we shine like a cup of sun. Purple haze for lungs, you hung riding shotgun. You bisexual, you like thugs. Bitches that hang out at nightclubs. Why the junk, you know her name. The rich man's aspirin. Some say she's really what's happening.
I feel like he was describing a woman at first, but then I thought, what if he's describing that white? Towards the end, I started to realize, no, he's describing a romantic relationship with that white. No, I like it. I like that track a lot. That's proper great.
Right now, I'm blown. See. And I'm filthy as ever, hot stepper, red pepper,
this production,
weight spinner, lady kill 8 pieces, bang pieces, left face creases, great speakers, snake sneakers, got keys like deliver like cheese pizza. I'm my brother's keeper, send him to the Grim Reaper. Dawn shit at 6 while I shift speeds, K spit, never K switch, gangster click.
Don't you? It sounds. I really like the production of this track. It's just beautiful. It's just got that like electric guitar, adding that edge, that kind of rock edge to it, but then it's like, it sounds also kind of like
stay dip like sour.
If you was just like, you was just mashing out your work, you was just focusing, you was on the streets in the city in the day and the nighttime, you're just doing something, you know, like when, you know, those days where you're proper focused and you know you got to do this, that, and the other, you're just doing one thing after the other. It's got that kind of drive to it, that kind of it's profitable. It sounds like money making. It just sounds like when you're driving, you're persistent and you've got that drive there and that hunt and that hunger to make money.
Marceberg and the Jeeps in it, sweets in it, tricks up under sleeve head, street business, heat Nick feeling, start spilling out your witty. I went in like swimming, venom, split them and hem them like that. The whole black book back, push back, nigga this is good crack. What it look like, nigga this fast and free, get atmosphere, cast a spear, point you like rat's hair. To the custodies, to the hood pass.
Yeah, I really like Marceberg. It kind of follows on with that like productive hustling vibe. It sounds really like go-getter, so I really like it. On the Spotify one, Hide My Tears isn't on the track, isn't in the track list. For whatever the reason that is. Yeah, so we're just moving on to Shoutro.
Trying to earn a mill, assert a will. No dirt on film. Before you get a bowl, learn to sell. Cody's the Roosevelt. Niggas holding mail, blowing L's, rolling that cells. Fish scale, pals, eating quail. Sit down while I'm getting scalp up in the penthouse. 5% style, proper mental, crocodile. World never be the same. Some get high, my pop song, rest in peace.
Really like the Shoutro track. I love the production. I like that kind of runny head with some rise, some fall. Like I like the run he's doing there at the end, the kind of outro. So I really like the Shoutro track. It's a vibe. It's really vibey. You can chill to that one.
My bitch skin got a cinnamon tone. The lyrics I wrote, they showing unlimited growth. I'm a warlord. My band's got 4 doors. Nozzle on the pump shot, it got sawed off. So when it's time, thousand out of suits and boots, bulletproof coops. Got a lot of juice, sipping that heat. Yo, what I scribble in the pad is magic. Flesh is tatted, lessons are added. To the bum ass niggas know the business. My glow won't diminish, not a bit. My flow hard to mimic like Yiddish. Still want me out here. Smoked out, looking like poopy out here. White gold.
Just got a kind of underground, darker, like more of a grimy sound than like this Shoutro track or even Marceberg. Those tracks were a bit brighter because they just had a bit more brightness to it and for different reasons. But this is definitely going back down into that like grimy sound, and I'm proper and like liking it. This like every song so far has been so enjoyable.
Mighty grown motherfuckers. They call me Sean the Scared Harmony. Fuck that. They call me Sean the Scared Harmony. Sean's a medulla oblongata. Not a nigga that you know. Flow is ill, the word the mama. The ratchet abulama. Understand, nigga, the flow ill. You should know by now, nigga, Angela both fail. Drugs with no work. Manicured fingernail. Niggas did no dirt. Nigga fool, bump to her. Lines and hooks, real and tuna. Signs of book, lies and took, die sooner. We used to play the corners for dough. Rain, hail, snow.
I like that remix a lot. It's great to have Sean Price there. Sean Price is a proper good feature for that track. Really liked his verse. In fact, I think it's probably... Well, there's not many features on this album. I think it's just K.A. and him, isn't it? Unless I'm forgetting someone. But Sean Price, yeah, I really liked his verse. Very much so. We on the last track now. We on Bozak.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all already know what it is. Check it. Yeah. Rock the rope, no joke. Bang with the sock and soap. I'm locked in the flow. Smoking park slope. Car float like a woodlog boat. Cook more coke. Rock that couture coat. I meant well, pray the good Lord no. On and crack a bit. Slave owner, make them crack the whip on their back and shit. I'm beating them hard, defeating them slobbed. I feel the need to discharge. Spit these bars for grip, but the signs of the times written like graffiti on the wall. From me to y'all, read the bars from a pimp daily. Sincerely yours. From that I got a bad back. Got at least a half a shack off the gun rack. Just keep where I'm at under night tree mate. Your unloyal nigga be faithful. It'll be faithful when your meat's cradle. Leak tomato on 38 long steam bait. You lame.
I feel like Bozak is a very chill intro to a very powerful album. I mean, we got a lot of solid, gritty and creative hooks and strong tracks, and Bozak is definitely like something to ride out to. It feels very calm and collected, and is so therefore a very just calm way to end the album. It's meant to be a fade out, like it's supposed to just make you realize the album's coming to an end with this chill kind of atmosphere that it sets. So I think it's good as it being the last track basically. But if we're talking about Marceberg as a whole, wow, minus the one song that isn't on here for some reason, is really, really good. And my general like all-round statement for Marceberg is that I feel that it really shows how conclusive Roc Marciano is as a creative, as in everything he does sounds really whole. There's a conclusion to him. Like, you know, there's some artists where you feel like you're questioning the artist's identity, where the artist is trying to place themselves. The artist isn't quite fitting the production, or the artist doesn't quite know how to contain or how to maintain, the same high level work. You know, it's a bit bitty here in their discography, it's a bit bitty here in their album, they're a bit like in and out, you know. I didn't get that at all. He's a very solid guy when he's producing and when he's writing. The tracks sound complete, they sound finished, they sound conclusive, they sound wholesome, and he therefore comes across as a very wholesome artist. This album for me is a very solid album, and to be introduced to Marciano this way, I feel like it actually has been a really great introduction for me. I wanted to be introduced by Reloaded, but I was introduced by Marceberg, and I don't feel like I've lost in any way from being introduced by this album. I don't know, because I'm yet to listen to other albums and you know, this is a series, so we're going to see what I've been missing. But starting with this has been an excellent start because this is a really good album. And so it shows me, as I said before, how conclusive he is. If I'm talking about my criteria, how many boom tracks, I feel like, no, not even how many boom tracks, didn't make creative sense, sorry. Creative sense, yes. This guy is an excellent producer. He creates vibes and scenes and I don't know, like movies with his tracks. And then his lyricism matches the movies. It's like he's narrating the movie that his tracks are making. He understands what he wants to do. You can tell that because the creativity of the album just always made sense. So creative sense wise, yes, this album ticked that box for me. How many boom tracks? There's like, how many songs is 17 minus the one that I haven't heard, but or 17 or minus the introduction, because that's just the him talking or a movie scene. Every track I loved it. You know, some highlights for me being Riding Around, Thug's Prayer, Jungle Fever, We Do It, It's a Crime. You know, there's actually too many highlights for me. I'm just listing the track list. Did it take me on a journey? I definitely feel like it did. I definitely feel like there was a part where it got a bit brighter. And I feel like that's the Jungle Fever, Don Shit and Marceberg part of it. It got a bit brighter then. And Shoutro a little bit. And then it went back down to being like gritty and dark. So I really like that. I like how it went from that raw darkness to like a brighter go-getter, money, full of that like braggadocious attitude to again that thuggish, gritty vibe. It flowed accordingly. So it did take me on a journey. Because of like how it's ticked each criteria so well, it's gonna score high for me. I'm gonna rate Marceberg an 8. In all honesty, Roc Marciano's Marceberg for me is an 8. Thank you guys for watching my reaction. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. I'll see you guys all next time in that episode 2.